Come on.
Oh boy. Welcome in, everyone. Congrats on Maddie for first. Congrats for to Pepper on second. How's everybody doing? How's my audio? What peeking looks like. We're gonna turn down the smidgen. There we go. How we all feeling?
Ada.
Oh, to you too, Pepper. How's my audio? Audio Gucci? Well, so, hey Nis. So, here's the thing, people. I was dealing with something the other night, and it kind of led me down a nice little spiral. And for whatever reason, I found this video, and I watched this video, and it made me realize one person in the entirety of the community said something to me, and I brushed it off because I have never heard of it before. So we're gonna watch this video together, and probably gonna make a lot of y'all mad at me. Hey, not sure. Some of y'all ain't snowflakes, but some of y'all are. So let's get into the angering. Yeah. This video, which reminds me, thank you. I need to let me go ahead and grab this link as well, so I can credit the person. This video is called "Why So Many Women Are Mocking Men's Mental Health." Yeah. Oh, we might make this a thing, Pepper. This might be a thing. We might make this a proper thing, you know? Just gonna pop that down. So, let's have some fun, shall we?
Make the rates higher.
I don't care.
Men's mental health, I don't know.
It's officially men's mental health.
I don't care.
So June is Men's Mental Health Month, and I didn't even know about that until last year. Evidently, I was not the only one. It's not exactly promoted with the same sort of enthusiasm or corporate sponsorship as something like Pride Month, for example. But
Gonna pause it right there and simply say, one person that I can remember came in the stream during the month of June, and they said, "Happy Pride Month and men's mental." I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. I simply said thank you and moved it on. So, can anyone explain to me why is it that we have seen so much of the Pride Month streamers, but have not seen a single one streaming for men's mental health? Have not seen a single one, not a single damn streamer. I don't give a damn about you being Pride, be you, but yet, never heard about this till literally this year.
But this year, I have noticed an uptick in people discussing whether or not this is necessary, and there's this one video in particular that has sparked a wave of responses.
I saw that video. I saw that video get a lot of traction before. I completely ignored it. But now, we are here.
TikToker filmed herself mocking the idea of taking a moment of silence for men's mental health. And in response, many men, they brought up suicide statistics to make their point. So today I want to unpack this. Why are men's emotional struggles often treated like a punchline? Also, why are so many reactions to this conversation on both sides so extreme? Let's begin with the original video, and then we're going to take a look at some of the responses. So here it is, right? Me when it's time to take a moment of silence for men's mental health. And this is the response to the girl that posted that.
I'll give you all a moment to read that. POV, all men when it's time to take a moment of silence for, I guess that's the girl's name who posted the video. I don't know for sure. Me when it's time to be loud for men's mental health. Now, don't get me wrong, I have some close people in my circle that I could talk to about anything. One of them, Cough, is here being a pain in my ass right now, but we're not gonna, call a name, Pepper. But I remember there was a time when I did not believe in disclosing stuff and whatnot. I would love to have known about this back then.
I don't care. Okay. I really don't give a fuck.
Well, that's unfortunate, because there's certainly a lot of women out there that expect all men to care about all women's issues. But yet when it comes to matters that are actually critical to the male population, there are a lot of women out there that really should stop saying that they have empathy for others, because it's becoming perfectly obvious that they don't.
So people saying that they don't care with such pride, like apathy is something to brag about. It's not.
Yep. I can understand that, Pepper. I know somebody who also, I know somebody who also did that. And I also heard many times from other friends that they had someone that they loved to watch that decided it was too much. And I will admit, I have came to that crossroad multiple times, but I have managed to pull myself back every time.
Not, right? And then this woman stitched that video, responded calmly, pointing out how so many women expect men to care deeply about women's issues, yet feel no obligation to reciprocate.
It's officially June. It's officially men's mental health.
Shut the f up. I don't care.
This kind of selective empathy isn't just hypocritical, it's revealing, okay? It shows how conditional some people's compassion, some people's empathy really has become. I only care about you if we're on the same political team. I only care about you if we're the same gender. What is that? And to openly mock mental health awareness for half the population, it's grotesque, I genuinely wonder how someone gets to that point. Do they not have a single man in their lives that they care about, that cares about them? A father, a brother, a grandfather, a friend, a teacher, anyone? Because let's be honest, in many of these cases, the people who proudly broadcast their hatred toward the opposite gender.
He may not have been here forever, but I may have had him longer than you should. If he was put upon and not talk. Yep. And like you said, Pepper, all of these, as the woman here said, not a single, they don't care about any men's health, so father, brother, cousin, best friend, any friend, okay. Now, I did watch this video a little bit, and there's a point that I really want to see what y'all think about, so we're going to get to that soon.
Are almost always single, maybe not 100% of the time, but enough that it's noticeable. Because it's a bit hard to be in a loving, healthy relationship while hating the gender of your partner. That level of bitterness doesn't come from empowerment, right? From happiness. It often comes from isolation. And it's no coincidence that the loudest voices mocking all men or all women are often the loneliest. Now, do I think that everyone who rolls their eyes at Men's Mental Health Month is cruel or incapable of empathy? No. I think some are just reacting from personal pain, trauma, right? I get that. But mocking the entire conversation doesn't make you powerful, and it's not going to bring about any real change. Men, when grape jokes, it's dark humor. They'll say men when you joke about Men's Mental Health Month. And she does say, I don't joke about it, I just find it ironic. If your entire persona,
I'm gonna go ahead and record and say, I love dark humor. I will joke about anything and everything. Try me.
at least online, is built on dark humor. It's just humor, right? Nothing's off limits. Then you
Almost
can't turn
anything.
around and become emotionally fragile, a snowflake, as soon as the joke isn't flattering to your gender. There has to be some consistency. Either dark humor is fair game, including jokes about men and women, or it isn't. You don't get to be emotionally detached when it's about women, but then play victim the second it's about you. When someone makes a dark humor joke about women's issues, maybe it's assault, there will always be men online saying, relax, it's just a joke. Okay, dark humor, it's allowed. But the moment a woman makes a joke about men's issues, suddenly it's, you whore, you deserve to be raped, you deserve to be assaulted. You know what?
Never
I think
said
you're
that.
triggered. You're offended, and that's okay. That's only human. It happens to men, it happens to women. People get offended sometimes. But how you express that matters. If your response is violent, unhinged, purely reactionary, you don't look powerful. You look unstable. You look triggered. You reinforce the very stereotypes you claim to be fighting.
Men just kill themselves and no one cares.
I want to read what that caption was.
Men
Men, for some reason, whenever they hear someone say 1 out of 5 women have it. So now, at this point, you're just generalizing. Apparently, all men do this, I guess. Mental health is so stigmatized already, 10 times worse for men, and it's fucking frustrating as someone who was going to be in a behavioral field unit know how damning it is to the body and mind to have high and suppressed mental issues. Well, glad you feel that way, Pepper. You're jumping ahead, though, Mitch. I'm loving the energy, though. I expected a lot of y'all to be angry. Which, to be fair, let me check something real quick. Let me check something. Okay. Alright.
just kill themselves and no one cares. We need to change it.
Her critique is that men tend to derail the conversation by immediately bringing up male suicide rates, as if the
I am very passionate about mental. I have never met anyone. I have never seen the conversation where men do that, where basically they make it about themselves and bring up the men's off themselves rate. I have never seen that. But apparently it's a thing. And apparently, I guess, and I'm not saying to y'all, but I guess in general, people think all men do it. Go figure.
pain is a competition or conversation by immediately bringing up male suicide rates, as if the pain is a competition, or, oh, but men experience this too. And I get her point, because it can come off as deflection, like a need to center the male experience no matter the topic. But I also think a lot of men, they aren't doing that to try and erase women's pain. They bring it up because they don't feel seen in their own, ever, because they're not allowed to go online and say, yeah, look, we are suffering, we have this mental health crisis, the loneliness epidemic, suicide rates, whatever, and then women laugh. And so then they start shouting over women bringing up their own struggles even when they shouldn't. One group's trauma doesn't cancel out another's. Both these issues matter, and if we're genuinely serious about fixing anything, we have to stop weaponizing these statistics just to use it in the gender war, like we're in kindergarten again. Men are evil, all women are evil, girls are better, no, boys are better. And then we get videos like this, I'm so proud of hating men, as if that's some sort of badge of
Now, I'm going to let you read this woman's caption. And she's proud of it. I've had my own mental health... I've had my own mental health issues pushed aside from friends, partners, because the issues were overly more important. If I tried to talk about my own, I was taught that. See, I can't stand that. I'm the type of person, as Pepper, I'm sure you know, I will let you do your talking. I'll butt in. I'll say I'll butt in, chime in, whatever, and then continue, because I like the phrase continue. Please continue. Finish what you were saying. I like to use those terminologies, and I'll just simply add in when I can. And then when it's done, if I have something to add about myself, I will. Pepper, is that true, Pepper? Can you attest to that? Is that how I do, or am I a narcissist? And then you scream pineapple to get your words. Fair enough. Yeah. But I like to think that I like to give people the time to breathe and say what they got to say.
honor, as if hating half the population makes you edgy or intelligent. It doesn't. Okay? It doesn't. It makes you look emotionally stunted. There's nothing empowering about dehumanizing an entire gender.
Men's mental health,
Okay, this This is the woman that I want y'all to pay attention to. This one. This is the woman, y'all. I'm gonna let her get her words in. Then we're gonna rewind it and we're gonna touch up on what she got to say. And I remember, everybody keep an open mind. Keep an open mind, everybody. Open mind, okay? Okay.
Empowering about dehumanizing an entire gender.
Men's mental health, I don't give a I'm tired of hearing all this men suffer in silence. They don't. They don't. Women suffer in silence. Men suffer in violence. If a is upset or he's angry, he gonna let a woman know. He's gonna make sure she hears it. Go to therapy. Shut the up.
Men suffer in violence.
Pepper, do you have anything you want to comment on this before we get into the peas and the meat and potatoes? None of these people making all these None of these people making all these mental health have either never cared about another's mental health and never had a man in their life, or just ignorant. Maybe both. Let's get into this woman. What she does.
There's nothing empowering about dehumanizing an entire gender.
Men's mental health.
Right off the bat, fuck men's mental health. It's how she's starting it. Doing great so far.
I'm tired of hearing all this men suffer in silence. They don't. They don't.
Men don't suffer in silence. Now, I'm not saying all men do this, but me personally, I have gone through at least over half my life believing not to tell, bottle everything up, etc. And the one time that I did tell almost everything that was on my mind, I almost got hospitalized because the person I was talking to did not feel I was safe to be around.
Women suffer in silence. Men suffer in violence.
Women suffer in silence. Men suffer in violence. So, I guess all the men who have to go out, do all this extra work, you know, get addicted to drugs, alcohol, all that stuff, that's just them suffering in violence. Let's see what we got. I'm so mad at people like this. They are fucking idiots. Society. I hope you're not at work right now, Pepper, because you're probably getting a lot of looks at people right now. I'm so mad at people like this. They are fucking idiots. Society puts so much pressure on men to hide any other emotion besides anger or happiness. I appreciate that. Men aren't allowed to express themselves because they risk getting mocked for being weak. Yeah. Now, I just noticed something, so let's take a look.
Is upset or he's angry, he gonna let a woman know. He's gonna.
If an N-word is upset or angry, he's gonna let a woman know. Now, I'm gonna derail a little bit, and this is the part that's gonna get me in trouble. This is gonna get me in trouble, guys. I wanted to know. Hold on. Let me find my spot.
About that until last year.
Hold on. Alright. So, I did a few Google searches. I wanted to know when Men's Mental Health Month started. When was it first started? Men aren't taught healthy anger management techniques and their degrees. I mean, my healthy anger technique was to punch the hell out of something. Or take a stick and beat the hell out of something. That didn't end out too well. So I want to know when it was Men's Mental Health Month officially started. It was started in 1994. Yes, Pepper. Yes, Pepper. Yes. There's something wrong, Pepper. I mean, it was better than the alternative, which we're not going to get into. But let's just say the alternative left me a reminder that I'm going to have for life now. So, men's mental health started in 1994, signed by President Clinton. Now, because Pride Month is so popular, it means that it was started before, right? No. Pride Month was established in 1999. So, Mental Health Month was started before Pride Month. Officially started. Fair enough, yeah, officially. So, I Googled, why is Pride Month more popular than men's mental health? Hello, Bleb, or Hatter. I'm angling people right now. So, we have here, for the celebration of identity and community, let's see. Celebration of identity, visible advocacy, focus on right and inclusion, strong community. Great. Here's why men's mental health is not. It's a stigma and stereotype, 100%. Lack of awareness, I could attest to that. The tough it out mentality, I shit you not. If I did not have this mentality, I probably would not be injured for life now. Because I was taught to walk it off and tough it out. Alright, let's see. Intersection with Pride. While Pride Month also advocates for mental health of the LGBTQ+, men, the broader focus on identity and community can sometimes overshadow the specific need of men struggling with mental health challenges. Sometimes. Muha, I'm not disagreeing with you. No, I'm not saying you disagree with me, Pepper. I'm just talking in general. Pepper, I know I've spoken to you. You and me, you're one of the good ones, Pepper. Most of the people in the community are one of the good ones. I'm just going on about the fact that it took me this long to hear about this when I hear about Pride Month every time. Every time I hear about Pride Month, there's always, and again, I'm not calling any names. Some of y'all can probably think of something. There are some streamers that go above and beyond. Some streamers, I saw a streamer the other night have the word gamer, Gaymer, in their tag. Even now, when Pride Month is over, they still have gamer in the tag. Like, I have seen so many streamers having gamer in. I have so many streamers having being gay or lesbian as their personalities. There was a dude that I still remember to this day that I had a friend of mine that I used to be close with, rated out. This dude had a V t-shirt, but the V was very deep all the way to the belly button. So you can see the nipples, the dang on belly button. And I woke up, rolled over and woke up and just saw nothing but male nipple in my face as he's dancing. I have never jumped out of I was not even awake yet, but I jumped out of bed and slammed on that X button. I had to get that off my screen immediately. But everyone else was like, yeah, go, be you, yeah. Hold on, my brother might have mail for me. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Might be a year-round tag though. So let's see. I love how it says here sometime. Okay. Overlapping importance, shared struggle. Okay, both Pride and men's mental health highlight the importance of mental well-being that needs to address stigma. Okay, yes, agreed. Let's see. I love how it says here, only the LGBTQ plus men. So again, here we have them separating men who are not in the community versus men who are in the community. I have demisexual LGBTQA in my tags, but I get what you say. You don't want to be a whole personality. Yes, like Pepper, you're an ally. We all know you're an ally. Your community is a safe place for people to come in and whatnot. But the difference, what I'm saying, Pepper, is, and what I'm saying to you, Pepper, is you don't come up on the screen and go, "Hi everyone, I'm Pepper, I'm gay, let's have some fun." You don't go in and say that. You don't go in and basically make a gameplay about, "Oh, that girl hot would smash." You don't do that. Okay, so we're gonna move away from this. Let's see. Now, there was another comment that I was waiting for. I think I might have missed it.
I'm tired of hearing all this men suffer in silence. They don't. They don't. Women suffer in silence. Men suffer in violence. If a is upset or he's angry, he gonna let a woman know. He's gonna make sure she hears it. Go to therapy. Shut the up.
Men suffer in violence.
Go to therapy. Shut the fuck up. Go to therapy, shut the fuck up. Therapy doesn't even help because, again, when men go to therapy, they still don't feel like that they're able to open everything that they want to say. I've been to therapy before, and even then, I don't say everything I want to say. I've learned to say what people want to hear, not what they want to know, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, this is obviously coming from someone who has many bad experiences probably and has seen men react in violent ways. Keep in mind, raising awareness and encouraging men to get help instead of hurting themselves or someone else doing something illegal, that's a good message. That's gonna help both men and women. So I don't know how you could be against that, really. A lot of men do suffer in silence and then unalive themselves, but for the men that don't, and for the men who think it's okay to hurt someone else because they're struggling, there should be awareness about how, no, actually, that's not okay. And also recognition of one. There should be awareness about how, no, actually, that's not okay. And
It's men's mental health awareness month.
Also recognition of one group's.
Sometimes I don't get the purpose of having designated separated month for men and women's health as if we don't matter every day. Fact.
Suffering is not a threat to your own. If you truly care about mental health, you should want both conversations to be taken seriously because the well-being of women and the well-being of men, they are deeply interconnected. When one group is suffering, it's going to inevitably affect the other. But instead of acknowledging that, right, people online regress to this playground logic. All women are evil. All men are evil. It's immature. Your bad experience with one person or two people or whatever, your dating history, a lot of people bring that up. None of that justifies generalizing an entire gender. Hello? Everyone is different.
For some reason, our society loves to paint this image that it's men versus women and that all men are bad and that women are this, that, and the other. And it's like, And at a certain point, we literally just have to sit back and look at these absolute unemployed incels who take what's supposed to be an awareness month and then do shit like this.
The truth is that people, in general...
Hey, Demona, I'm probably going to anger people. Oddly enough, nobody's angry at me yet, but wait till I put this on YouTube. Then we're going to have some fun, I'm sure.
What's supposed to be an awareness month and then do shit like this.
The truth is that people, in general, are struggling right now, especially with social media, tech-driven isolation. That has created a generation that's overstimulated, that's disconnected, and while both men and women are affected, men often experience that differently. They tend to have weaker social support.
What I don't get what I didn't know is that American men are getting significantly worse at friendship. A study in 2024 by the Survey Center on American Life found that only 26% men reported having 6 or more close friends. Polling a similar question in 1999 at Gallup had put this figure at 55%. Close friend. How many close friends do I have? See, you gotta start getting to ask the question, do they mean internet people or actual people who are close to you in life? Oh, this video is called Why So Many Women Are Mocking Men's Mental Health. hence the anger for people.
Support.
Demona, I'm going to rewind a little bit because I want you to see one woman in particular. Alright. Just one woman in particular. Listen to this one, Demona.
Okay, it doesn't. It makes you look emotionally stunted. There's nothing empowering about dehumanizing an entire gender.
Men's mental health, I don't give a f. I'm tired of hearing all this men suffer in silence. They don't. They don't. Women suffer in silence. Men suffer in violence. If a is upset or he's angry, he gonna let a woman know. He's gonna make sure she hears it. Go to therapy. Shut the f up.
So, Demona, what do you say about this lovely woman here? One best from college, catfish. Let's see.
And at a certain point, we literally just have to sit back and look at these absolute unemployed incels who take what's supposed to be an awareness month and then do shit like this.
The truth is that people in general are struggling right now, especially with social media, tech-driven isolation. That has created a generation that's overstimulated, that's disconnected, and while both men and women are affected, men often experience that differently. They tend to have weaker social support systems, and there is still a strong stigma around vulnerability, especially in male friend groups. As a result of that, many men end up suffering in silence until frustration spills out, often anonymously online, often in comments under a woman criticizing something like Men's Mental Health Month, right? So reaching out correctly, that isn't weak. You don't have to go to therapy. I know that's not everybody's thing, but talk to somebody, a parent, a friend, but someone, because bottling it up until it turns into resentment doesn't make you strong. It guarantees more pain down the line. Women on the
I'm going to go and touch on this. 100% true. I remember for multiple years, I had the motto, my problems are my own, and you don't need to know about them. I said that to myself for years. Low-key still kind of do say that to myself a little bit. But reversing it, if somebody like Pepper, Demona, hell, even if Hatter, who is like one of the newest people in my my circle, I guess I'll say, even if Hatter was in need of something, I would do whatever I can. I would pull whatever resources I had to try to help Hatter out. I'm not gonna put Hatter's business out there, but there was something that Hatter needed help with a while ago, and I was like, okay, bet. I have this to spare. Let me help you out with this. No thanks needed, nothing needed in return. I just want you to be good. Demona, that's a really good mindset. However, and I'm not talking bad about your husband, but I wonder if he tells you everything, if that makes sense. Because even with me and Alex, I tell her some things, but not everything. Because again, I don't believe in, for lack of better terminology, burdening people with my full load. I give them a little bit, and then the rest I just take out in my head, take out in the backyard, and I just bury it. When it comes up, I bury it too. Even to this day, I have friends who ghosted me that I still think about often, and when I think about them, I start going down this dark rabbit hole, which Pepper can attest. She has noticed when I go down, I'll go quiet, I'll go into focus mode, I'll listen to a certain kind of music to try to bring all that energy out of me. I bottle it up and bury it. And Pepper will call me out on that, but even Pepper doesn't catch everything. But for the most part, I will bury that shit. We tell everything, we all open each other. Well, I'm glad, Demona. I'm happy to hear that. I really am.
On the other hand, are socially encouraged to talk about their emotions. It's normalized. You want to vent to your friends, that's fine. You share the same weight, and that helps. That kind of support system genuinely.
And I will also say this, there have been times where I would vent to some people only to have it thrown back at me because they would go and tell somebody else. That's why I don't really like opening up that much. Or when I vent to some people, it would basically destroy an entire friendship. I've had, and Pepper can attest, I've had some people that I would vent to them or tell them somebody did something that was fucked up, and then that person, you know, takes that information and does what they do with it, and if I know, friend groups are now divided. I've had people that have times when, in this part of the Holy War that I went through a while ago, where I would tell Alex that somebody's upset with me because I did this and that, just be on the lookout, and Alex would take that information and do her own thing, and then the person would take her actions and basically take it that I'm the one who did what Alex did. I even had some people tell me that because Alex is my girlfriend, I'm responsible for what she does or what I tell her. Because, you know, that makes sense.
Genuinely reduces emotional pressure, okay? So it's that kind of support system genuinely reduces emotional pressure, okay? So it's something I believe that men need more of, not in a forced or performative way, but in a real organic way that looks different for men. Our challenges often look
Now, I was watching a person react to it, and she thinks that this guy agrees with this caption. I've known about you, but judging by his face, I don't think he agrees at all. That is not the face of agreeing. But let's read it. Men's Mental Health Month was not needed. There is a whole last month for all mental health awareness, but nobody pays attention to it. Most men only care about Men's Mental Health Month to downplay Pride Month. Why not both? Why can't we have both? Why can't we have soft tacos and hard tacos? Why not both? Women suffer mental health issues just as much as men do. I'm not saying that's not true. This was not something that needs to be general. Alright, so there was a comment that I might have missed that simply said that May is Mental Health Month. Okay. So I Googled again. First and foremost, Google first thing first. Again, AI, as Pepper said, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt. May is not Men's Mental Health Month. June is. So I like, okay, let's continue on. I asked, May Mental Health Month says right here, May is recognized as both Mental Health Awareness, did not know this, month, but is also recognized as National Women's Health Month. So it's very easy to figure out, to understand why people don't see May as men's or just mental health in general, and why it's more tailored towards women, because they also have National Women's Health Month in the same month, which includes a focus on women's mental health. It is a time to raise awareness about the unique mental health challenges women face throughout their lives. While there is no specific Women's Health Mental Month, the broader observance of Mental Health Awareness Month in May highlights the importance of women's mental well-being. Let's see. Unique challenges. Women face specific mental health issues related to hormonal fluctuation. I'm not taking that away from that. Caregiver, not taking anything away from that. Social pressures, not taking away. Increased awareness. Opportunity to educate women about mental health, reduce stigma, and encourage seeking help. Women's Health Month also emphasizes the interconnectedness. That's a big ass word. Hope I said it right. Physical and mental well-being. Yeah. There's another video that I saw that was like, there was a guy who who said that he's trying to make it, trying to broaden men's mental health month. But he basically said that he tells men all the time that if you're depressed, go to the gym, work out, get your body right, and then your mind will be right. Partially agree with that. Partially not fully, though. Because if men's mental health is not good, they're not going to want to get up and go to the gym. And then you get the whole tough it out, just get up and just do it, go to the gym again mentality. And then we go on all over again. We're almost done, guys. I gotta go, kiddo, being a devil. I'll hop back in if you're still alive. 100%. We're gonna be playing a game after this when we're done with all this stuff.
different. Men still face enormous pressure to provide, to never show weakness, right? Especially if you're more of like a traditional guy. So a job loss or health issue doesn't just hit their finances, it can devastate their entire identity if they have been.
Hold up, Muha, there's a lot of months of something hell, there's a day of something every day. You right. That's why I don't follow a lot of stuff, because there's always something. Found out there's a waffle day, which I know about that. I love waffles.
Conditioned to
What if I had waffle mix in the kitchen? I might make some waffles today.
equate worth with productivity, they'll spiral when that's compromised, right? But equate worth with productivity, they'll spiral when that's compromised, right? But
Now, what she just said, Pepper has yelled at me about this. Pepper, you can tell me if I'm wrong. How many times have I said the grind don't stop and I will do something to research more about Twitch, how to grow bigger, since I'm not, with my injury, I'm not able to get a proper 9 to 5, so I have to make Twitch work the best I can. How many times have you caught me, Pepper, trying to do some grinding or research or asking some sort of way to get bigger on Twitch, or what do I need to do to get bigger on Twitch? That's never happened, right, Pepper? Right? Pepper? You never called me that, right? Right, Pepper? Right? See? Pepper knows she never. Pepper knows. I don't do that. Yep. I don't do that stuff.
women often will experience higher rates of assault, for example, and face different
Violence against women, particularly intimate partner violence, and the major public health violation. Estimate published by. Ow! Why bonk? Also, I'm gonna get my tits back up. Let's see. Most of the violence is intimate partner violence worldwide. Almost 1/3, 27% of women, 15 to 49. Most of the report that they have is subjected to some form of fair. Violence can negatively affect women's physical, mental, reproductive health, and may increase the risk of acquiring HIV in some settings. Violence against women is preventable. Health setting has an important role to play. Healthcare, women's comprehensive health care to women subjected to violence, and as an entry point for referring women to other support systems they need.
biological challenges that affect mental health. So we're talking about something like PMS or PMDD in more extreme cases, how pregnancy can affect that, or postpartum depression. These differences matter. We're biologically different. So the mental health discourse should reflect that. And then some woman says Men's Mental Health Month does.
So here's the one I was saying of. As a woman, I apologize for shameful behavior of other men. Mental health does matter. I don't know what this is. Can anybody tell me what the whole pick me thing is? This is the first time. Yes, this is the first time I've ever heard of it. What is the pick me? What is pick me? What is pick me? What is that? Pick me energy refers to behavior exhibited by someone, often a woman, who is seen as sexually. Pick me energy refers to behavior exhibited by someone, often a woman, who is seen as sexually trying to gain attention and validation from others, particularly men, by acting in a way that is perceived as disingenuous or desperate. This can involve downplaying their own interest or achievement, criticizing other women, or adopting stereotypical masculine interest. So what I'm hearing is this woman contacted or commented on your video, because you're the creator, and you claiming that this woman has pick me energy. It's basically, oh, look at me, I like everything you like, even though I know nothing about it, because I want you to like me. Fair enough. Fair freaking enough. People are idiots, but fair enough. Also, didn't mean to have all the cap there. I think your passion came out, Pepper. The passion. Alright, let's look at the comments then. So we shouldn't care about women. Okay, so I'm assuming if this, I don't know if this is a guy or not, just in the picture and the name. Eli could be male or female, I think. So we shouldn't care about Women's History Month because there's no Men's History Month. See, this is might be something else, and we're gonna go into another controversial topic. Y'all remember the Black Lives Matter movement? Everybody got angry, so people started doing the White Lives Matter, etc., etc. Why can't we just have it all in one group, bruh? The comments are just proving a point. Love that. How can I make this about me? Yay!
Does matter. Pick me! I don't know, like, who's really the pick me here? A woman who views men as human beings recognizes, oh, you know, I love my dad. I love my brother. I love my boyfriend. I love my friend. I love my cousin. There are so many men in my life that I love and that love me, and I recognize that they are human beings and that their mental health matters. Or the woman who says, actually, I can't get a date, so I hate all men. Because I'm struggling to find a boyfriend, we should kill all men. Who's a pick me? I don't really understand. And there's the exact same, like, male equivalent. That's talked about more, but both exist. With the male side, it's like, oh, I can't get a girlfriend, no girl will date me, so they're all whores. Why would someone want to date someone like that? Oh yeah, that's a great partner for me because they hate my gender. Think about it. For example, make the rates higher. Kill all men. Male loneliness about it. For example, make...
Hey, Scout.
Yeah, that's a great partner for me because they hate my gender. Think about it. For example,
Respectfully, do not come near me with some Men's Mental Health Month BS.
make the rate...
Alright, let's look at the comments of that video we just saw. Make the rates higher. If they don't care about women's, I'm not caring about theirs. Simple as that. If they don't care about... So apparently men don't care about women's health. Even though men are bred, we are bred and taught, if a woman has a problem, try to help them solve it. Respectfully, I'm going to put my boot up. Damn. But yeah, I would say for most men, if a woman says that she has a problem, it's programmed in us to try to solve it, to ask what's wrong. It's programming. But apparently we don't care about women's mental health. Okay, here's the comment I was waiting on. Literally May is mental health month. Literally May is mental health awareness month. Are men magically exempt for that? That's the one I was looking for. So we already went through that.
rates higher. Kill all men. Male loneliness...
Male loneliness epidemic, but if you don't have an unreal body and a beautiful face without makeup, they don't want you. Now here where I have to comment on. She is talking about someone dating. Not all men want to date the female. I have plenty of female friends. Never once thought about dating them. But yet at the same time, I'm pretty sure they're not lonely because they know, again, gay best friend who's not gay. Most of my female friends will talk to me about stuff that's going on in their life. And they have told me some personal stuff. Stuff that I have commented on that I don't think men are supposed to know. And then they slap me in the face, and I say as a joke, they slap me in the face with the line, "Oh, Muha, you're just so easy to talk to." I feel like if I'm easy to talk to, that's bad, right? Right, Pepper? Pepper, you can tell me, right? If that's bad, right, Pepper? Ah! Why, Pepper? God damn it, Pepper! You walked right into that. Pepper literally just proved my goddamn point. Before it literally just proved my point. Thank you, Pepper. Thank you, Pepper. I appreciate that. You proved my point.
epidemic, but if you don't have an unreal body and a beautiful face without makeup, they don't want, like, this is exactly what I was just talking about, right? Not everything is about you and the fact that you can't find a date. Let's put dating aside for a second.
Please.
You don't see them as human beings. You don't have anyone of the opposite gender who you care about. Really? Do you ever like go out in the real world? Do you ever interact with human beings? Maybe this is coming from people who really need to put the phone down. I genuinely don't care about men.
Seeing women post about, hold on, I want to.
Maybe this is coming from people who really need to put the phone down.
Seeing women post about men's mental health awareness month is so weird. Men would never post about it for women. Let's generally get a grip. You're living up in my stream court announcement. Dragon side pain in my. I accept that. Thank you. Look at the comments on this video.
Genuinely don't care about men.
I generally couldn't care about men. Burn and torture every man who thinks they deserve an awareness month. I've seen men post about women's health. Well, apparently not, Pepper, because of this woman speaks for all. It's like the dam with Mercy. She speaks for the trees. What's up? She speaks for the trees, and I don't think they're speaking Vietnamese. These bitches don't speak for me. Oh, Pepper, who speaks for you if I can talk to them, then? Who speaks for you, Pepper? Women only get a week, but men get a... I can't read the rest
Burn
of it.
and torture every man who thinks they deserve an awareness month.
Nope, I just saw, hold on.
Burn and torture every man who thinks
Women only get a week, but men get a month. But yes, I should care. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know what the week women get. What's the week that women get? What's the week that women get that I'm not getting? Too early, man. It's too early. No, absolutely not. Give it another hour. Can anyone answer that question for me, though? I don't fucking know. Because, like, I know Mother's Day is one, obviously Father's Day. I know, as I said, we found out that May is mental health, but mainly for women. So what's the week one? Beep. What is the week women get? And I guess celebration? What is the Women's Day celebration? What is offered? What is the week that women get, I guess, celebrated for? Women's Day, being woman, International Women's Day. International Women's Day. Okay, that might be it. International Women's Day becoming okay. Okay, we might have something here. When is International? Sunday, March 8th. Sunday, March 8th. They're week long. Shut the fuck up. Women's International. How long does Women's International Day last? Since Pepper checking my spelling, International Day. This says International Day is a one-day event that takes place on the global celebration of women's achievements and call to action for accelerating gender equality. While the main celebration is on March 8th, instead of celebration, it's International Women's Week. We found it, boys! We found it! Apparently, Women's Day is to get pushed to a whole damn week. We found it, boys. And girls.
things they deserve an
Bunch of pick-me girls that seek male validation. God, look, that's gonna be the new trigger term for Pepper. I'm gonna use pick me now. just to make Pepper angry.
Awareness Month. Are you guys okay? Women's Mental Health Month, yeah. No, we should have one because you guys need to be aware of how mentally ill you are. This is not okay. But then she responds, women only get a week, but men get a month. But yes, I should care. Girl, advocate for a Women's Mental Health Month. Okay, but why not also have a Men's Mental Health Month? It's pick me to be a decent human being, to not want to burn and torture every man. All men should be raped and killed brutally. All of them. Okay, but this one, let's keep in.
We're not gonna just go. We're just gonna let this comment just really let this comment, you know, just resonate. We're just gonna leave it here for a moment. No, we snoozing that. No, we snoozing that. This is important.
Killed brutally. All of them. Okay, but this one, let's keep in mind, there are definitely going to be people doing this just as rage bait. And I think I found one. You're loved, vegan, Indian, trans, Jewish, neurodivergent.
Look at all the tags this person has.
And disabled. Okay, posting this.
11, 10, 9, 8.
Me seeing men and then men.
She is literally counting down for someone to off themselves.
Ten, 9, 8.
Me seeing men and then men is censored. Have a month when Indian Jews get nothing and suffer more. I think it's rage bait. I'm gonna take a wild guess and they fall for it. I hope you get f***ing raped to death and your family dies, you fat bitch. See, okay.
They don't speak for the majority. They sadly just... like, Pepper, believe it or not, I talk with Alex about that a lot. And I've told Alex that people in the community, the majority of the ones I met, they're cool. Like you, Pepper, fucking Pepper, you, Alex, Hatter, for the majority, I find people cool, chill even. But the loud ones like that, they're the ones that made me just stop caring, basically.
See, okay.
Me, when it's time to take a moment of silence for, again, the chicks of her name. Me, when it's time to be loud for mental health.
Women are taught to process things out loud with each other, while men are often taught to suppress, to distract, to redirect. Not because they don't feel anything, not because men don't have emotions, but because vulnerability has never been modeled to them as strength, right? It's framed as weakness. So it's not that men don't struggle, it's that they're taught to struggle in silence. Does that mean, okay, so now let's cry about everything? Men, women, we have a minor inconvenience and we have to get a diagnosis. No, that's not what that means. That's not mental health awareness. Some people take it too far. Some people think, okay, so let me just be an emotional mess. Let me be unstable. That's gonna help me. No, it's not. Sometimes you have to learn how to control yourself. In fact, that's the whole point of raising awareness, to bring a bit more stability into your life, to learn how to control your emotions, yes, but when you're really struggling, when something serious happens to you, a big change in your life, you know, it's okay to reach out. It's okay to talk to someone you trust. If you don't have someone like that, yes, therapy. If you don't want to do that, I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can journal, you can work on your physical health because that does affect your mental health and vice versa. If you're religious, you can pray, you can go to church, you can talk to that community. I mean, there are so many things you can do and it depends on the person and what works for them. I just don't want some people to hear this and this whole conversation, you know, surrounding mental health awareness and think, okay, yeah, what this is all about is me and all of these different, you know, labels I can give myself. No, actually. So they're taught to struggle in silence, saying, oh, I'm not okay, something like that. Talking to your friends, that's like a betrayal to that masculinity. And there's a culture that rewards stoicism, but then mocks opening up when you really need to, right? Emotional strength is not pretending that everything is fine all the time. It's having the self-awareness to recognize when you're not okay, right? And then doing something about it. Getting off social media for...
So, that being said, I am almost to that point, like, I'm getting better at that, but... when I realize I'm getting to that point, again, shots at Pepper, I will distance myself from the game or whoever I'm playing with. until I'm able to forcefully get all of it out in one go, which probably is not healthy as well, but it works for me. It sucks, but it works for me. And then I come back into the game with new energy, unless Pepper pisses me off again by not going to the goddamn distraction. I tell her to go to the fucking distraction. Cough, cough.
For a while, right? Setting boundaries with yourself and with others. Also, I think it starts with reminding men it's okay to feel something other than rage or nothing at all. You know?
Yeah, I'm still on that. Like, it's rage or nothing, still for me. Hence the term Dragon's Rage. Yes, Pepper was wrong.
It's okay. There are a lot of different emotions you're allowed to feel. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. That's the thing, though. It's expected, I'll say, for the women to get upset and then they cry. And it's so sad. Oh no. Okay. And then for the men, though, which you'll see, it's like maybe because they don't feel like they can cry, they can't express their emotions that way, that they just get angry. So that actually presents itself with this trend and how triggered men react to it. It's not presents itself.
Now, about what she just said about how crying, I agree with that 100% because there have been times when I wanted to cry. There have been times when I felt like I should have cried, but I just sat there, felt nothing. And a time that I thought that I knew that I was supposed to be crying, I felt like crying. I remember it even now. I was at my mother's funeral, loved my mother to death, didn't cry at all. I just sat there and waited for it to be over. When my mother was on her deathbed, didn't cry. When my mother passed away, I was there, didn't cry. My rest of my family, they was bawling. Me, I was just there watching them.
With this trend and how triggered men react to it. It's not, I'm very upset. I mean, some men, they're like crying and they're talking about people they've lost and that we should have this mental health awareness.
I just told her I lost my male cousins, okay? Women's Mental Health Month is necessary, one for men isn't. Crying is just so therapeutic. For some, it's healthy because it helps relieve built-up emotions, but not for me. Yeah, but like, Pepper, there have been many times I felt like I should or want, like, I felt the tears in my eyes. Matter of fact, I got a perfect example. Hold on. I got a perfect example of how I felt. I got a perfect example. Hold on. Will this do?
Attention, urban poor. Control it. It's good. Conspiracy alert. Another way. Government uses projects. How hop are you people do? God is. Compliment department. Attention, urban poor.
I gotta find a video. Gotta be somewhere.
What? Say it! Josie! What you really mean? I'm a big, fat, stupid dog flunked out in school and I'm stuck.
I missed this show, by the way. This is a good show. Oh, not AI. Yeah, I can't find it. But basically, Thurgood, which is this character, he would start, a tear would come out of his eye, and he would look at it and say, and then the tear would go right back in, and he would respond, well, yeah, that's what I thought. That's kind of how mine was. Like, I would feel it, but it would never come out. If you know, you know.
Makes sense to have that kind of reaction. But a lot of men, all women should die because of this woman, what she posted. It's like there's an issue.
When he says it's Men's Mental Health Month, but the comments mid 1 wiping is over. 310, California 6 pass, chop, not sing better, nice talent, get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, dishwater, fatherhood, BOP. 304, object, life on Ethan Mode, skill issue, under women's videos.
You with expressing your emotions, and so a lot of people resort to that. And I'm not saying women don't do this. You'll see with this trend too, actually, a lot of women respond the same way. So there's an issue, especially when we see that it's going from 0 to 100, instead of taking a step back and saying, okay, what about this triggered me so much? What's something that I can type out, or, you know, maybe I can make a video, talk about it, that would actually be productive, right? And add some value to this conversation, instead of some of the comments that we see, some of the videos that we see as well with this, instead of some of the comments that we see, some of the videos that we see.
M. Sandry Israel. What the fuck is M. Sandry? Alright, back to Google. I'm assuming that's gonna be... You know what? We're not even gonna bother with that one. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, I'm stupid. Misogyny. Yeah, that makes sense.
As well with this.
Oh, really? Look up women reacting to men's mental health awareness month here on TikTok, then come back to
trend. Another major.
Low-key realizing how many relationships you're in on whatever that is. What? What'd I say? And I don't know what misogyny is. I've heard it. Alright, fine. Alright, hold on. Misandry. Make sure I'm spelling it right. Nah, not Miss Alabelli. I think I have. Dislike or contempt or ingrained prejudice against men. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought it was. What did I say?
You're a factor by
POV, you finally got a girlfriend, but you remember all the time you spend on AI characters.
the way, is technology and how that is replacing real connection.
What did I say?
Another major factor, by the way, is technology and how that is replacing real connection.
Girls after I said hi to them. AI character AI after I said hi to them. You said the opposite, which is men hating on women just because. Did I? I apologize.
Especially for men, though, because things like pornography, we'll say, gaming, social media addiction, these things, they provide quick dopamine spikes that mimic intimacy or achievement without requiring any real emotional investment, right? And for a lot of men, especially younger ones, that kind of digital escape becomes their only outlet. So why would they risk the possibility of rejection or vulnerability when you can be safe right behind a screen? Now, this is a trap both men and women fall into, but for men, it's often more dangerous. Why? Because men are more visually wired, we'll say, so things like pornography, especially in the extreme unlimited forms available online today, they pull men into addiction. It creates warped expectations. It is a massive contributing factor to the male loneliness epidemic, to the female loneliness epidemic, to the rising depression rates. But when your main source of intimacy is something you can click, skip, control, real relationships start to feel inconvenient. They start to feel confusing or not worth the effort. And we have OF and we have AI doing OF or whatever else. I mean, it's no wonder why so many people are suffering in silence. We encourage people to stop consuming garbage, whether it be your actual diet or your social media feed, or your late night distractions. That affects people more than they realize, right? You need to take care of yourself. You need to build real discipline. Now, what you should be telling women and men is that when there's something serious going on, something that is affecting their well-being, their relationships, their sense of identity, it is not weak to seek help. It is calculated, in fact. It is intelligent. You don't have to become emotionally dramatic to be emotionally aware. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for those who care about you. Do it for those you care about. And at the end of the day, it should not be a controversial message to say that men's mental health matters or that women's mental health matters. It doesn't make you a pick-me girl or a pick-me boy for saying, yeah, it's not good when we have high suicide rates.
There you go. If I said to you, Pepper.
When we're demonizing an entire gender because you may have had bad experiences. Acknowledging that men's mental health matters does not diminish women's mental health or invalidate their struggles, okay? It is not a competition. It's a call for balance, for honesty and growth on both sides.
Mental health is not a joke. Over 500,000 men unalive themselves each and every year.
You do not need to suffer in silence to prove that you're strong or a real man. Real strength is knowing when to step up, when to.
I have heard that terminology, real men do this, real men do that, so much. That's all.
Speak up, right? And how to do it, because there's a right time and place and a wrong.
Nope, that's not all. Let me tell y'all a story. A while ago, I was working volunteer work, so not paid, for someone who was a big male role model in my life. And this was with an injured leg and all. He had me lifting things like compressors and other stuff off the list, off the truck and whatnot. And I noticed the stuff started getting lighter. So I started feeling good about myself. I was getting stronger. And then I would get hit with the... I got hit with the... See? You're becoming a real man now. You're getting stronger. Sooner or later you get used to this.
Wrong time and place. Trauma dumping to strangers online or in the real world is not the right time or place. Go to someone you know and trust.
So that being said, guys, I apologize for the entire video for trauma jumping on y'all. That was not my intent. I am sorry. Pepper, I want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Karita, who's not here. I'm sorry.
Or a therapist, or journal, or reflect,
Sorry.
improve your physical health like we talked about. There are so many different ways to improve your mental health. But it is not weak. And if your first instinct when you hear men's mental health or women's mental health is to roll your eyes, maybe pause and ask yourself why. Is it discomfort with the idea that both men and women deserve compassion, that it's not right to generalize and demonize an entire gender? And that's all. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Also remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yep. And I will make sure to put this on YouTube and to put her original video in. But yeah, I wanted to kind of bring that up to people because, yeah.